In this video, we're going to create a rough and finish face contour op. So before I open my contour op, I want to take a look and see what my smallest radius I'll be cutting is. So I've hit F4 to analyze. I'm going to analyze this little radius here. So you can see it comes back at 200 thousandths. So I need a tool that's at least smaller than 200 thousandths for my finish. I'll go up to the turning tab and grab the face contour op. For my selection method, I have edges selected. So I'm going to start, this diameter right here has been turned to the finished size. So I'm going to treat this as an open pocket. So I'm going to grab the first edge here and then I'll walk it around. And then I'll do the same for the other two. So I've got all three. And I'll grab a tool. So I've got a 3/16 face mill set up for roughing and a 5/32 face mill for finishing. So I'll grab the 3/16 face mill and I'll put a comment in. Whatever we have for a holder is going to be okay. And under cut parameters, I do want comp and computer. For my compensation direction, if I create a toolpath with compensation right, my cutter will be inside of my part. So I'm going to spin this around so my tool will now be on the outside of my part. I do want to leave 20 thousandths on the wall so we can do a finish cut. I will add some lead in, lead out at this point. So we'll do a tangent entry. We'll just do a short length of line there. For an arc, we'll make that 50% and we'll sweep it at 90. And then I'll propagate them over. We'll take a look at that. I'm going to come back and put some multi-passes in. I want to see what my toolpath looks like. For clearance, we'll give it 150 thousandths. We'll turn the retract off. We'll make a feed plane of 0. And we'll keep our tool down. We'll minimize tool movement. On our rotary axis control, we have two choices here. We have a y-axis and a c-axis. Now your machine would have to have the y-axis in order to use it. We're going to go ahead and use the c-axis here and take a look and see what these toolpaths look like. So if I go to my right side view, and we'll do a quick back plot. That's a pretty good looking toolpath. But I do want to put some multi-passes in it. So I'm going to go back to multi-passes, and I'm only going to add roughing passes. We'll add 5 of them at 50 thousandths. Now we could add some finish passes at different spacing, but for what we're doing here, this will work fine. We'll green check out. And it looks like we're coming across okay. So that's a pretty nice looking toolpath. However, you will notice with this 3/16 ML, I have no radii in the corner of my cuts. So this is a little aggressive, but we are roughing at this point. For my finish, I'm going to do Control-C, Control-V, and I'll copy this toolpath up above. And I'll come down and just change my parameters. So we'll turn our multi-passes off. We'll grab a smaller tool, the 5/32 face mill. I'll go ahead and put a comment in for this to distinguish it from the other one. Speeds and feeds we can change. For cut parameters, we'll take the stock on the walls off and make it 0. Everything else should be the same. So we'll green check, we'll regenerate, and initial looks show it looks good. And let's just go ahead and verify all of this. I am adjusted down a little slower on the simulation speed. So there's our rough, and there's our finish.